Kozo Zwane believes that some songs are written and others write you. His latest offering is a testament to just that. See My Grace is the Springs-born singer-songwriter guitarist debut single, and it dwells between folklore and spiritual music, and it's where the earthly and the transcendent meet. Stories of the earth sit beside prayer as well. Kozo calls it an introduction to the world that he survived, the memory he carries, and also just a testament to grace. And he's here in the seat to tell us a little bit more about his journey at large. Kozo Zwane, good morning. What an introduction.
That was a real introduction.
That is you.
Oh my goodness, that is me. This is me. Yes, yes.
And you don't walk alone. And thank you for that prayer. It's a form of healing, and you've allowed us to step into your arena. I wonder if we can then reflect. I mentioned there, some songs are written, some write you. See My Grace.
Yes.
What is it written into you?
You know what? I was actually thinking about this on the way here. I'm like,
yes.
I have to know what I'm going to say,
yes.
right? And one of the things that I really like is the fact that I get to experience it as an audience member. And now it feels like I'm listening to someone at their wit's end, just asking for a touch of like a break. Safety, warmth of any kind, and
yes.
yeah.
I mean, it's a personal journey that you undergo, and you're very vulnerable. Put your heart in your sleeve for that matter.
Yes.
Do you want to delve into some of those personal anecdotes that would have shaped the gift that you've given us?
Definitely. So by the time I was writing this, I was still living in Cape Town, and I had just left school, and my son was on the way. And I was like, oh my goodness, like, what am I actually gonna do? I'm like 23, and I'm like, wow, this is a lot. This is actually a lot. And so, in just like writing, I was like, you know what? I feel like my friend always says, when writing, think about the question you want to ask, as opposed to trying to give an answer. And I think that was the approach completely.
Beautiful. And with that journey, with that birth, with that, I mean, that also evolves you. It opens you to a different form of unconditional love as well. And you're able to blend spirit and folklore as well. That's the medium. Tell us a little bit more about that process for you.
One, I always say that like being a father is nice because I get to actually, in order to write, I feel like I have to live life, right? And so being a dad is one of those things where I'm like, okay, there are these challenges that come about, but then also there's a warmth that I can't explain. There's a reward to it that I can't explain. And at first, though, it felt like a daunting task. It actually introduced me to something bigger than myself. You know, purpose is what I'd call it. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then you get to collaborate with other people as well. There's Vuyo Viwe, the Muffins as well. I mean, tell us a little bit more about how that would have also helped hone and shape you as an artist and your storytelling.
I have so many people. What I enjoy about the arts is the fact that like everything feels like a collaborative project, right?
Okay.
Anything I think worth doing is like a challenge. And so with having people like Jeffrey Tatenda, who's the bassist for the Muffins, Kekelingo, Munei, Vuyo, everyone is kind of, they're all equally invested in me making this thing happen, right? That was the approach. Everyone was like, listen, we believe in what you want to do, we believe in what you want to say. Call us to studio, we'll make it happen. And
happen it is. Are you still based in Cape Town, or were you in Joburg? I mean, how do you also manage your time? Because, you know, there are other things that are calling your attention as well. Has that changed your artistry?
I am mostly based in Joburg right now. And it's nice. It feels like I'm a traveling artist. You know, I mean, recently, the picture that's right there, there's actually us playing at Luchu Festival with Vuyo Viwe, which is the first time actually that I crossed border, which is nice. But it does open me up to this idea that like the work can help me travel as well. Like it's not just where I'm at is where I can work. You know,
and many more people get to be touched and healed, and there's also the digital era that we're in, so that accessibility. Is it better to be in a more smaller setting, intimate crowd, or do you prefer the larger crowd? Like, what does that also do for what you get to birth through your each performance, which is I know different?
Yes. I'm a bit spoiled, right?
Okay. Wait, what does that mean musically?
Musically and performance space wise, I am very spoiled. So there's a show that I did at the Baxter Theatre, and it was fully packed. I was opening for someone, and that was incredible. And I was like, oh my goodness, I actually want to do theatre shows. But in more intimate settings, I appreciate the fact that I get to connect with people more. It feels like, I always have this thing where I'm like, it feels like a braai, like we're just,
Whoa.
it feels, I don't know, it always feels like home. It always feels like I have control over the space, you know, and for the kind of music that I make and the kind of environments that I'm trying to build and the community that I'm trying to sustain, it feels right in a small, intimate setting.
It's safe. And that's how you get to be free as well.
Yes.
Who do you draw inspiration from? And who in your family would have been part of the impartation of this beautiful gift that we've been given?
I have far too many inspirations. Okay, one of my closest friends, Munei, incredible folk writer, songwriter. We were literally talking until like 3 this morning, just about writing and language. That was the whole conversation. And he is one of my, I call him my mentor. He would probably disagree. He'd just be like, we're friends, that's it. But one of my biggest inspirations, Vuyo's approach to music is something that I would consider otherworldly. There are people, writers like Modise Sekgote, who's a poet. There's just a lot. There's a lot. I think internationally there'd be Jordan Rakai, who is also like a beautiful guitarist, and I think I try to like make these worlds meet in a way, between like this folk kind of playing and the melodies that would feel appropriate for folk, and also blending it with my inspirations from an international act in terms of like how I would write and how I approach writing. And
you, right? Because that's the thing. You're not a carbon copy of anyone. Uniquely, you know, Kozo. I wonder what challenges come then with that gift in the journey, the inertia you would have had to overcome. Anything that would have really stood out, but served as a tipping point for you?
I would actually say there's a weird imbalance between what is perceived versus what is actually real life, right? So you can get to a stage, like I remember there was a show that I did, and you have to keep the people entertained and you have to be of high spirits. But at the time of the show, my aunt had just passed and things were like going on, like real life things were going on, but also people have bought tickets. You have to show up. And this is something that I learned in school, that like, you have to show up. You have to come to the job whether you like it or not. And with this work then being vulnerable, I get to show up as that at the same time. I don't have to necessarily put on a mask. I get to be like, guys, I'm tender, I'm fragile, I'm feeling these things. And I have an audience that is very accommodating of that, which I enjoy. So yeah.
Well, that's a quiet strength you also carry, and you emulate that. I told you it's in your aura. Thank you for sharing your story as well. I wonder, just as we wrap up, looking at what you want to evoke, what do you want people to walk away with when they listen to See My Grace? How would you encompass that in one sentence?
In one sentence? Wow.
Or one note, or one, you know.
Think about Sonda, just the word. Sonda. That's it.
Full stop. I'm going to drop the mic there. Kozo Zwane in the house, chatting to us about his debut single, See My Grace, his journey. Of course, what's also in store as he continues the lovely collaborations he's had. We're wishing him all the best of luck there with his next chapters.